everybody. Welcome to Dating and Development. If you know who I am, you know who I am. If you don't know who I am, now you know. And a very warm welcome a very warm welcome to you all. And I hope we're all keeping very well today. Again, apologies for the noise in the background if you hear some saws going off. As I said, the house beside mine is getting renovated, and the renovation is still going on a month to 2 months later. So that's very fun. But anyway, let's get right into it. So I found this article, and being a bald man myself, do you know, I said, hey, let's do an article for bald guys. And the article is all about, do women like bald men? Nationwide survey results. And this is found on permanentprep.com, and I will link it in the description if you fancy reading it yourself. So, let's start reading. We receive a flood of various questions from our readers on the topic of balding. Two of the most common questions are, do women like bald men, and should I shave my head? Now, I'm going to throw my 2 cents throughout this article as per usual. Now, we could give our personal opinion on the matter, but we thought it would be better to go to the source and ask hundreds of women these questions in order to come to conclusive answers. So, just as we had done for questions such as, do women like beards? What type of body grooming do women find attractive? We had a nationwide survey be conducted by a reputable survey company to ensure a quality representative sample. Table of contents there, scroll down. So this is to do with the stratified sample size. So total sample 334. Groovy. Age group, so we had from 18 to 44 years of age was the age range of those asked. Population, savage population, I don't know where that's talking from or going from. Perhaps it is, it's the US, so never mind. A sample size was 334, confidence level is 95%, and the margin of error is 5.4%. So, right, margin of error high enough to an extent, if my mathematics is correct, that margin of error. Typically it should be a bit lower, but hey, there can be something we can find from this survey. And their survey results say, do women like bald men? We asked women to rate how attractive they find men with clean-shaven heads on a scale of very unattractive to very attractive. Below are the results and analysis. Do you find men with clean-shaven heads attractive? So if you look at the 18 to 24-year-old category, 16% said, yes, it's attractive, with 3% saying very attractive and 13% saying slightly attractive. Am I reading that correct? Yes, I am. Now, a staggering 47% said it was unattractive, and 37% said it was neutral. That's 18 to 24. 25 to 34 years of age. These are the ladies. 25% of those women between the ages of 25 to 34 said, yes, it's attractive. Unattractive is 41%, and neutral is 34%. So it's gone down slightly now. But here's the kicker. 35 to 44. 44% of women said balding, or bald men being clean head, clean shaven, is attractive. 44% said it's attractive. 19% said it is unattractive, and 37% remained neutral. Big jump there from unattractive in the 18 to 24-year-old range to the 19% in the 35 to 44 range. And what is the reason for that? Well, being brutally honest, I think the reason for that, more or less, is that as women get older, right, the options kind of tend to lack a bit, so to speak. They do. And for men, as we get older, depends if you keep after yourself. Obviously with women as well. Not all women are bad after the age of 35. But you know, as men, prerogative, testosterone, the whole thing that makes a man is that we're more attracted to the, I suppose, younger girls who are 18 and over, obviously. No weirdos here, but over 18 years of age. You know, because it's a fertility kind of thing. It's the natural instinct kicking in. prefer the younger girls. But then, as the women who are 35 and older, they kind of realize that, okay, the men who are my age are going for the younger girls. So they kind of have to, I suppose, lower their standards, so to speak, in saying that, okay, the 44% there said that bald men are attractive, you know, but compare that to 18-year-olds who said that only 17% were attractive with a bald head. Big difference, because women at a younger age are going to be a whole lot pickier when it comes to men, well, as opposed to women who are older. They're not going to be as picky because they want to find a partner and settle down, if that makes sense. Hope it does. They're not going to be as choosy. But then again, women over 35 still be pretty choosy in looking at the dating climate today, which is not absolutely fantastic. In Ireland, it's mediocre, but women are still very choosy. As I said in a previous video, when it comes to women in Ireland, and even the mothers and that, ask if their daughter's dating guy is he tall, dark and handsome. You know, those are the three things, kind of, you know, is it open hypergamy? Who knows? But it's still to play there, being choosy, so yeah, I wouldn't really say it's kind of hypergamy there. So, as from the results, as from a first glance, as the overall results, they may not seem super encouraging for us balding men, but to be honest, it really isn't that bad. And look, it's for women.ie, because I'm a woman who wants car insurance. Thank you very much. Anyways, that's an ad that popped up. But looking at it, guys, I'm a bald guy. Duh, doon. Okay, but I shaved my head when I was 23. I was balding pretty badly. It was nearly male pattern baldness, and you know, I shaved it off, and I thought, is this going to affect my confidence with women? That was like the first thing going through my head, and realistically, it didn't, because when you're bald and you first go bald, it's really weird. It is really weird to get with it, but you get used to it. You really get used to it, and you have to own it. When you own it, you kind of increase your confidence with it because you're comfortable with it. Now, being bald does not suit everyone, don't get me wrong. Like, I know it suits me because loads of girls have said it. Even a lot of my guy friends have said it. It's like, it actually really suits you, which I'll take very nicely in an envelope and put it beside my bed and read it before bedtime every night. You know, give it a little smooch as well before sleep for good luck and everything else. But not every guy's going to put it off. But you see, when I went bald, my philosophy was, okay, I have a beard, you know, I have heavy stubble, obviously it's kept clean and neat, and I'm going to be buff. I'm going to go to the gym and be beard, buff and bald. Those are the 3 B's I was going for. Oh, there's no W in there, if you catch my drift. But yeah, you gotta own it. And some women like it, some women do not like it. There was a girl I matched with in Tinder back in 2018. Added her in Snapchat, and I sent her a picture of me, and she's like, oh, I didn't realize you're that bald, and she unadded me. So not everyone's going to like it, you know. It was her loss in the end. I'm going to chalk it down to insecurity, or just, you know, not going to find a man in the end. But hey, if she does, all the more power to her. Carrying on, only 36% of women find men with clean shaven heads unattractive, and 28% actually find it a plus. Additionally, when you look at the breakdown between the different age groups, we see an interesting pattern. As women get older, they find men with clean-shaven heads more attractive. 44% of women between 35 to 44 find bald men attractive, compared to only 19% of women who are 18 to 24. Why? Because women who are a lot older are going to be not as choosy or picky because you want to find a partner and settle down with. As opposed to women who are 18 to 24, it's all about the looks. It's all about the hot guys. The guys who have the whole package, the hair, the height, the body, everything. When as you get older, less choosy. Unless you can own the bald look and you actually look well, different story. As a majority of men tend to really start losing their hair a little later in life, this is very encouraging. Of the 44% of women 35 to 44 that find bald men attractive, 19% found them very attractive. I wonder why. Maybe it's to do with, what was that study that was done that bald men are more dominant and confident? I think just chalks down to personality. Additionally, only 19% of these women find the clean-shaven head unattractive, while 7% find it very unattractive. But look, it's standards, it's chooses, it's whatever they're into. It's whatever they're into. As a cardinal rule of attraction, not every woman's not going to find you attractive. Mother Nature takes care of attraction. Survey results. When should you shave your head? I think when you're balding, personally. When you notice the balding coming in is getting pretty bad and you have to have a comb over, shave. You're better off. The next major question we want to address was, at what point, i.e. level of baldness, should one consider shaving their head? To assess this, we presented women with images of 2 levels of patterned hair loss of the Norwood scale, type 1 and type 3 vertex, that based on initial research seemed to be on the borderline of when a man should consider shaving their head. The women were then asked what men with each level of baldness should do with their hair, ranging from growing it out to shaving it off completely. Below are the results. Overall, mildly balding. Okay, so that's how many said when they're shaving. Alright. Keep it short, 0 to 2 inches. I would say no, just take it all off. But you see, when I shave my head, I don't necessarily get a razor and, bite a plank of wood and go raw shaving it. Because I want to end up as baldy Mac cut hair heads, and I really botched that one. I just use the beard trimmer, just the clippers, really easy. Done, dusted, good luck. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your auntie, easy as. Go home and shake the president's hand. Totally fine. But really, this has been, I'm going to make a comment now at the end, but never mind. The majority of women believe men with only mild level of balding type 2 should simply keep their hair short, between 1 to 2 inches. But women's opinions change drastically when assessing a man with a moderate level of balding type 3 vertex. A majority of women believe men with a moderate level of balding type 3 vertex should shave their head completely. In terms of evaluating the results between the various age groups, the findings are primarily consistent. Besides that, slightly more women who are between 18 to 24 believe men should grow off their hair when they are type 2 or type 3 level of hair loss. The thing is though, I grew my hair pretty long, but you can still see the bald patch. The bald patch was still there. It was. I'm not going to sugarcoat it or anything. And the thing is as well is that when it comes to like saying when a woman says you should shave your head, why are you going to rely on what a woman says when you should shave your head? If you notice you're balding, you shouldn't rely on a woman to say it. It's like, oh, you need to shave your head, bucko. Do it yourself. Go ahead and honestly do it. It's easy as it is. You just take to it and that's it. Just bite the bullet and shave it all off. It's your best bet. And plus, you save a lot of money in the hairdressers. I think I said about over €400 without having to go to the hairdressers in the last 3 years. So, in my opinion, hey, that's mildly adequate. And other factors to consider. It should be mentioned, though, that the other factors come into play as to when one should consider shaving their head, as head shape, facial features, etc. can make one look better or worse with a shaven head. This was supported by many women's additional commentary provided within the survey responses. Women 30 to 44. Some men look hot bald, others don't. I think it depends on the head. They must have the right head structure to make it well. It's very nice looking on some men. And you see 2 of those responses were between 30 to 44 and 1 response was 18 to 19. And they're right. It totally depends on your head. You won't have your head shaved, you have a flipping cone head. You just put a little traffic cone on top of that and sit in the middle of the road as a substitute for a cone during road works. Or you want a hook for your coat. You want to put your coat on top of the head of a fucking cone head. They're right. It does look hot and it does look good in men, totally depends on the facial features, the head structure, and also your status and everything else. If you are a short, bald man with no muscle mass, you won't get a look from women. Not a hope. Not a chance. Not a chance. But if you're tall, you're muscular, you have hair, you have hair, defeats the whole purpose of this video. You're tall, you're muscular, you got beard going, you know, you dress sharply, your finances are in order, you got good level of confidence and everything else, they'll notice you. They will. Because you've got a high SMV, as opposed to the man who's, you know, not really muscular, not built muscularly, well, that's even a word, who's not that built in a muscular way, who's average height, and who does not really have a beard or anything. He's not going to get the attention of many women, unless he has really tight game. Other than that, I don't see it happening. It just totally depends on your SMV value as well, and what you can bring to the table. Because you're bald. Some women see it as a negative. And I said it with the story with the girl from Tinder. Some women do see it as a negative. For me, hasn't been a problem personally. When it comes to my love life and everything else, it's not a problem. So I would see myself as a charismatic and confident person, but hey, I don't want to blow my own trumpet. But this is the conclusion. So do women like bald men? Obviously these are varying opinions, but it seems to be clear that as women get older, they tend to find the clean-shaven head more and more attractive. Yeah, because the options are dwindling. Because the men their age want the younger girls, so they want to kind of, you know, not be as picky. That's how I see. If you want to go and argue with me, perfectly fine. Please give your reasons. And on the topic of whether you should shave your head, there's something you will have to decide for yourself, but I hope the results presented in this article provide some additional guidance and clarity on the matter. Please don't hesitate to provide any comments or questions below, as I'm sure to address them ASAP. And written by Ben Rose. Ben Rose, thank you for the thank you for this. And a few comments. David said, my hair started thinning badly in the mid-30s. Shave it all off, look bald. Instantly made me look 10 to 15 years younger. Women instantly lost interest in me. From my experience, being bald is bad. I personally don't care if I'm bald, and it doesn't matter for me one bit. The lack of attention for women is very depressing. It's what makes baldness hated by men. Not necessarily, David. It's how you make yourself, it's how you present yourself, it's how your game is. And you look at yourself first. Now, obviously not being bald is every man, but if women aren't being attracted to, you have to ask yourself, what am I doing? That's not making me attractive. It's not going to be just my bald head. Could be your personality is crap. Who knows? What else? Joshua here going to Turkey for hair transplants. And I know I've heard of one or two men who've gotten hair transplants, but balding does to everyone. After I'm bald at 26, the number of women, this is what Mike says, who showed interest in me drastically went down. Even now at 33, I am seen to be at over 40. If I had the money and I get a hair transplant, in dating, confidence and having a good job, the most two important things to have. He isn't wrong there, but also your status. There's more to it. However, I have neither right now. Anyways, in summary, women don't like bald men. Ben Rose replies with a sucker punch, but I'm not going to read it because I'm too lazy. Listen to yourselves. Women do not want guys who think they can't get women, and I started going bald when I was 22. You all guys have it easy. I'm 29 right now. I rock the bald head, and it's a girl doesn't like me, so what? Move on to the next. It's a law of averages. You will find one eventually. If you let yourself down and sell yourself short, then guess what? You will be alone. Be confident. I did model last year. He's reading crap. But anyways, moral of the story is, if you're going bald, shave your head. Build up your fitness, build up your style, work on your game, and work on your status. Be a better version of yourself. It obviously depends on your head structure and facial features and having a strong jawline. If not, if you don't have a strong jawline, grow a beard. Easy as. That's me for now. Take care. God bless. Stay safe and look after one another. Until then.